When an artist sends you a message saying they want to paint you, you say yes. This whole story began when I went to Saatchi Gallery last year and I saw her work. I was in love. I DM'd her on Instagram just to share my love. There was no intention of like meeting her. And then we followed each other and life went on. I continued my journey with self-love, just appreciating my body a little bit more, until I got a message from Sophia saying, hey, I would love to paint you. And I said yes. I feel so honored to see the original not in a gallery but in your actual home.
Yeah.
And this is exclusive.
Exclusive.
We have the star.
She's my student assistant. I feel like this is something that relates to everyone. People that I scratched the fuck out of.
I was just naked.
Well, I think being naked is. I didn't even realize that I have like coffee here.
I love it.
Here. This is my painting show.
So how does the process go now? So we've taken naked photos.
Yeah.
A lot of naked photos on her phone now. You can blackmail me now.
I could blackmail a lot of people by now.
This little thing. Wow, I haven't touched this in a long time.
This is the best way for me to use the material because it is a big roll.
And you just cut it how big you want it?
Yeah, a couple of big paintings, couple of small ones. So I would cut off some pieces and I would just tape them to the wall. Get a couple of nice reference pictures that I really like. And I would start sort of sketching them out first. And that's how the process goes.
I can't wait, when are you going to start?
I think the next one would be probably with you. Because that was my sort of last resort of my series.
Yeah.
Today or tomorrow, usually I would sit down and organize my thoughts. I have a lot of sketches that I want to take out. I will show you if I find my sketchbook. This would be all the little captions that I like ideally would have. You know, I'm not doing the usual sketches like everyone do. I'm doing little sketches.
What is that? That's so cool.
That was a sketch for my older work.
That is something only you understand though.
Yeah, I know, it's something me. And I'm like, oh, I've done that one, that one.
What is that one?
That was just an idea. Not all ideas come to life,
yeah, of course.
But they're still in the stock. So every time I like look at it, I feel like, ooh, that speaks to me now, you know?
Para Sukani?
What? Hey, excuse me. There's no words like that in my like sketchbook.
I missed it. Oh, sorry. We are here. We are back. We're here to see the. Look. Oh my god! It's much bigger than I thought. Stop.
Well, it's way better in real life, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, I've seen it on socials. Whoa, it's me. Wow. Hello, welcome. I don't know what to say.
We are both blank. My head is blank because I'm just not in life at the moment.
Yeah, you were ill in general. This is not the first time I'm seeing the paintings, but seeing it in real life is like a whole different thing. It has to be in a gallery.
It has to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm manifesting right now.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that email.
I was talking to someone and they were like, oh my god, this is like the biggest compliment ever in life when an artist approaches you and says, I am inspired to paint you. And I never really thought that. I was like, yeah, actually, wow.
That's
what the hell?
That's a good way to think about it, yeah.
Because I think with body positivity, like not even movement, but like my own personal journey, it's only been like the last couple of years where I've actually like accepted my body, and it's like a big step in my personal journey just to be like, well, yeah, first of all, I'm gonna come in your flat and, you know, be naked and then you're gonna look at all the places while you're painting, and then
well, yeah, I didn't even think about that,
yeah,
you know, because I think about it as something more like magical.
Yes.
You know, like I'm abstracted from your insecurities because I don't know them. Like,
yeah.
I'm just seeing you as you full package, and there's no things that I'm gonna be like, ooh, you know, like this part. I would never even think about that, you know. Like I would just take it as it is.
Yeah.
It's beautiful the way it is. and try to capture it in my own vision.
Doesn't it make you think about, as women especially, that we focus on those little things so much? And that's actually something I'm trying to like grow out myself, but also relay this information through my videos, where actually people don't notice.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
Like, do you think someone notices that part on my arm that I was talking about? Like, no, it's just me.
I didn't notice it when I was painting. You know, I was just painting what I've been observing, you know.
Like,
so...
that's the person.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it just puts everything in perspective, that we're just like hyper focused on like, oh my god, the little detail there. Whereas actually when you step back, like physically from like the painting, you're like,
yeah,
but wait, like that's
me.
That's me. And it's actually quite beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
what? Never thought that I would say that.
But the problem is that actually way more women and men
Yeah.
are like this.
Yeah.
And when you realize it, it's kind of crazy. Because
Yeah.
we're in this loop of trying to hide our insecurities and perfect ourselves and going on like diets instead of living. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, so why do you need to restrict yourself on a constant diet if
Yeah.
like this is making you happy?
Yeah.
Like, enjoy it, you know? I was thinking about this as a close friend of mine. And actually, all women around me, they would like, oh, I have cellulitis, I have that. I have these things as well. But when you actually realize it, how serious it is, then at the end of the day, it's only one way we're gonna leave this earth. So when is the time we're gonna enjoy, you know, and like feel the best?
Yeah, we're constantly like chasing the best version, but actually maybe right now you are the best version. Like, you're gonna change in the future, like that's inevitable.
Yeah.
Whether you're getting older, whether you're gonna get skinnier, gain some weight, but it's like accepting that that is part of life and that's okay. And also like how easy it would have been for me to say no. Like, I don't want to show my body, but let me like get skinny and then I'll come back.
Exactly. This is what I don't.
And I think so many people, like, we're talking about the paintings, but in general in life, I think a lot of people would say no to experiences just because of that insecurity.
Yes. Yes.
Crazy!
Yeah, it is crazy. Because I see this way more now. Because I like approach people.
Yeah.
And of course I'm trying to make them feel as comfortable as they are. And there's never like, be naked in front of me. It's like, no, if you want to be fully dressed, I'm fine with this, because my end goal is still like a portraiture capturing the essence. But this, no, I want, but wait for me to like be like this and feel like this. And I'm like, but when? When are you gonna be? It's all the setting inside you, you know? So we kind of have to, I don't know, maybe it's coming from our childhood or our society.
Yeah.
It needs to be changed.
Conditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love art and I love your work, especially because you are so, like, it's beautiful, but it's raw at the same time. Like, it's such a beautiful mixture between the two.
What's your favorite part in here? Again.
Oh, wow. Can I pick one? I love this area because I can recognize it. Like, when I'm sitting down and my foot is like this, because I sit like this quite often, I recognize this straight away.
Yeah.
So I love that that's like super recognizable. Then, as I said, like this part, just for the sake of like me looking at it and accepting it, that that's my arm. And then actually I really like this line here.
Yeah.
Because conventionally you wouldn't look at this and say that's nice.
Yeah.
You know, like body wise. But yeah, it's like a deeper meaning there. So it's and the lace is like crazy how you did that.
I love the lace.
Yeah,
I love this part, this particular part.
I think because also this is technically, isn't this quite challenging, all of this draping and stuff?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh my god. The cat.
And then I love this sort of arm and leg part.
Yeah. Like my rings, I recognize those. This one is this one. Yes! I actually just noticed this texture here, which is really cool.
Yeah. I think for me the biggest compliment out of those like 2 works yet, because I think I'm gonna make one more. I'm gonna make one more painting.
For me?
Yeah. Oh, come on. We had so many good poses. I need to use them all. The biggest compliment is for other girls and women coming and saying, you know what, I feel beautiful because of that. Like, this is so amazing. And like, those comments and like posting and saying we need more of that.
Yeah.
Because it makes my roles feel beautiful. And I'm like, yes, we all have roles.
I actually feel like I'm gonna cry.
Oh.
Like, it's so, because like with my social media, like one of the biggest messages I have is that I just want people to accept themselves.
Yeah.
And if it comes through like with, you know, people that I meet and like align with the same idea,
Yeah.
and it's going further, like that message is like spreading. Oh
Yeah. I mean, even with the fact that you start accepting yourself and your body, this is the way you attracted me.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
in some
yeah.
ways, because I've seen your posts from Cornwall when you went for that trip, and you were posting yourself in your swimming suit, and the way you talked about your body kind of made me feel that you are the person who's comfortable about it, and you're accepting yourself, and you're just out there and spreading that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, I felt I can approach you with that. You know, if it was different, maybe not.
Yeah,
You know, but because at that time we were not friends. Like, we just connected through you visiting my
Yes.
show. That's
Exactly.
it.
I don't know if we touched on that last time, just to kind of, I went to Saatchi Gallery just randomly, as I do often, and I was completely like, oh my god, this work. And then I found your socials.
Yeah.
And I'm like a weirdo. I just message everyone like without any like I wasn't looking for a connection.
True.
I was just like because as a photographer, I know often you don't get people actually like messaging and saying you're doing something great. And so I want to like be the person who's like, actually you're doing really, really great. And then we started chatting, but like it was like half a year later or something.
Yeah. It was. I said to you, maybe we can do something together, but like I didn't know exactly what I meant.
Yeah, it was like
I was
that.
like, yeah.
Also, it made me think about like you can be in the process of transforming your thoughts or how you're looking at yourself, because I'm not like 1000% confident with everything. Like I said, I don't want to take my bra off, for example. Like I just, you know, there's certain things, but even if you're in the process, it still doesn't mean that you should say no to things and hide. And it's actually through the process that's when you grow and learn. Yeah. So if anything, just go ahead with the things that you're thinking of doing, and you're thinking, oh, I possibly couldn't. Just do it.
Yeah, 'cause I think I learned to love myself through painting myself. So it's a way of exploring my identity and my physical appearance.
Yeah.
Because we get those like constructs from comments of others on how we should see ourselves. That's not necessarily true, you know.
Yep.
So with me painting and then hearing some people's like, but that's not you. Like, you're way more beautiful, you're way more girly in the real life. And I'm like, no, but this is me.
Yeah.
And they're like, no way, this is you. I heard it so many times, especially from strangers.
Interesting.
Because all the people around me, they're like, but people understand that it's you. No, they don't. Because
that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Because I don't know you like really well yet.
well, hopefully.
Hold on.
Hopefully.
But we like hang out and stuff and talk loads, and I feel like I can see you in the paintings.
Yeah.
So it's interesting also how other people see you. Do you think that you like painting yourself, it's almost like you're going through a process of like getting to know yourself, not just accepting how you look, but like
but
know?
that didn't come with a specific intention. So I was not starting it because I start painting me like myself and using myself as a character, not even as a physical body. It's just the idea and the essence and my characteristics to portray my emotions and my journey. And only then, of course, the physical body always follows. And some people will be like, oh yeah, this is you. Like, we can get that. But others, no. And only then, through the process of painting, I understand that I accept myself way more than when I started, you know?
even this little mole here.
You haven't seen those moles there.
It is so me. I have so many moles. like, I've got so many moles. I don't know if you can see. I think I want to talk about how I felt like when you first messaged me and said that you are about to paint me or like started painting. And the feeling I felt, it wasn't for a long time, but for a brief moment I was like, wow. I was like, oh my God, I wonder what the videos and pictures look like and like how revealing they are and like if you would judge me behind closed doors. And it's obviously not reflection of you as a person, but just like
your mind flowing, like I have things
because like I feel like people are judgmental of bodies and like themselves, and so it was more like a reflection of my fear. And then I had to let go and be like, I said yes, I'm letting go of this control. I'm just trusting you that you're doing what you're doing and it's beautiful. And then I felt after some time I was like, it's almost like you're hugging me.
Okay.
With like your
interesting.
With your paintbrush, because you're just like touching, like you have to literally touch all the parts of me.
Yeah.
You know, and even if it's not physically obviously touching, but I just felt it's an interesting feeling because it's such a vulnerable feeling as well, because you're completely letting someone just look at your body and everything.
For me, of course, it's very scary.
Yeah.
You have to say, oh, Alice, I've made a painting, you know, even though it's not a commission and you're not paying, it's my personal project, but it's still, you're still expecting some kind of like meeting the criteria at some point, you know?
Do you know what it was? I think I went away, it was over Christmas or something. I hadn't heard of like from you, and I was like, oh, maybe like you lost the feeling and you don't want to paint. And I was like, I'm not gonna message you.
No, you see, it's because this is a whole new, fresh line for me. Because realistically speaking, you're the first person I painted this way. You know, so the first person who came down, who were comfortable enough to show yourself, like fully opened.
Yeah.
So this is something completely new, and I wanted to give like a fresh start in 2025. And I wanted to finish some of my like old thoughts, old projects in 2024. And then leave a complete rested feeling and then come into my studio.
Yeah,
like, you know what, I'm starting this. So, yeah, there's no way I could have just missed the opportunity like this. No.
I'm over it.
Especially, like, you came over, we had, like, the whole photo shoot, and then I'm like, you know what, trash. I don't need that anymore.
I did feel like that for a moment. I was like, you know, it happens in creative process.
So
it's
funny,
fine.
No.
But yeah, then you messaged me and I was like,
Yeah. No, I was painting and I didn't want to post anything because I can imagine, like, what do I need to block you on the story so you can see? But then it's odd because what if you realize it and you think maybe I want, like
so weird
cutting all ties with you, you know?
Yeah.
So I was keeping it till the very end, and I wanted to like run with you first, just in case, because I'm like, it's after all, it's you. You know? It's your body. So, but I'm glad that even my following, they said like, we've seen how respectful you are to the model, you know, and I'm like, I love that. I love that. Although I'm not like overthinking.
Yeah.
And, like, this is just naturally.
I think it's been a really nice and natural process.
Yeah.
So where's it gonna go now? You're gonna roll it up
and open new spaces for more work.
How big is this?
This is. I think it's 2 meters on 150.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Well, I honestly, like, it looked big on the wall.
Yeah.
But here, like, it looks bigger.
Of course, I know. Here, because it's a closed space. But once you take it to a huge gallery, it will not look as big, so...
Good point. How do you, like, where do you start with a painting?
Sketching.
So, okay, so you this is blank. So do you start, like, with the middle, or...?
You see... Oh, I usually start, like layering, like scaling. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I get, like, proportions in first. And then as soon as I understand that everything is proportional, I start to get into the details and sketching everything out. Because if you sketch and something is outside of the canvas, you'll have to raise everything.
Right.
And yeah, so all those lines that you can see, this is the initial sketch. It just very nicely kind of collides with the paint afterwards.
I love, like, that's one of my favorite parts about the painting. like the outline.
Yeah, all those like you see lines and
Oh,
like
yeah,
those lines.
Love it.
Yeah, those are all sketches.
And what do you start painting with? Because I remember you were saying eyes before, right?
Portrait. I always start with a face because this is the beginning. If we're talking about the full body, always the face. If we're talking only about the like portrait, big portrait, is gonna be eyes. I think the best thing I heard from like a curator about my work is she said that in the skin itself, it's almost like an abstract painting. So if you like take this chunk
Yes.
and like zoom it in, no, you can't really understand that this is a part of a leg. You'd say,
Yeah.
oh, maybe this is some abstract sort of.
Yeah. Like a sky, like
Yeah,
clouds
yeah,
or
sort
something.
of.
You know, favorite part of this for me is this part
Yeah.
because it's so feels unposed and just in a moment like how I've grabbed myself or I don't know how to like call it, but it's so like imperfectly perfect.
Yeah.
Like I find that really interesting.
I love the hair as well.
Yes.
So in the moment.
Like everything is just like cute.
Well, I just did a good job. Okay.
Yeah. Goodbye. So how did you decide on the blue? Because I was asking you and I think you said the contrast or something. Colors?
First of all, it's always very like intuitive. When I finish the figure, only then I start to think about like what's to come next. And I was deciding between like a green sofa and like a green setting. I was deciding with a lot of red patterns or just a simple blue sort of something. And then as well, the orange and blue is two complementary colors.
Yeah.
And I wanted, again, all the focus on the body rather than anything else.
This is almost giving me like aura around me, like blue aura, the blue.
Maybe. This
Which
is
quite
very
interesting.
nice with the eyes.
Yeah.
Because you have sort of...
Bluish green eyes.
not as the blue eyes, but still it's
Yeah.
almost like we can see through them, you know?
Oh, I love that. I think you should be an artist.
Maybe. I was thinking about that.